All right, guys, we are back for another video about drip in the animal farm. One of my favorite topics ever. If you guys can see at the top of the screen, launches 4 days, 21 hours, 57 minutes, and 10 seconds, and I just could not be any more excited. So on this video, I just wanted to cover a few things. The most requested topic that I've had recently is to cover what I think about the marketing, where I think it's going, what I think it's doing, what they're doing really well, what they're doing poorly. So backed by popular demand, I'm going to cover some marketing stuff and some marketing tactics, stuff that they should be looking at, stuff they're probably looking at. So this is just me, I guess throwing my brick in. Hopefully the team will see this, and I think most of the stuff that we'll talk about today, they're probably actually already addressing. Last time we talked a lot about the ads and just the landing page and where that's going. And today we'll talk a little bit about what I'm seeing and with the minimal data that I can actually see. They're going to be privy to a lot more information than I am, but I'll walk through the flows of what they should be checking and whether I think it's successful, and I'll let you guys know what I think. So as we get started, there have been a lot of little marketing campaigns. Some of it is advertising, some of it's just basic marketing. Marketing and advertising differ a little bit. Marketing is like the larger umbrella. Advertising is a paid advertising that you're doing. So we got a little bit of both. Like marketing is an AMA that you would do for free. Advertising would be posting something on KuCoin or whatever. So we've done a little bit of everything. We've done some Twitter influencer marketing. He's done some AMAs. We've got ads running on some DEXs and stuff like that. So we're getting our information out there. I will say that I don't think we're actually running any ads, which is a major miss in my opinion. This is something we need to get to. Of course, we created the TikTok ad that they were trying to play on TikTok, and TikTok took it down. TikTok, I could have told you that. TikTok advertising is absolutely terrible. You got to be really, really specific about what you say. Can't really advertise cryptocurrencies. You got to just be real specific. So you got to make an ad, see if it goes through, make another one, see if it goes through. So if they just created one thing and it was going to work, then they're running into that issue. And I've run into that issue before. One of the companies I market for, the product has a medical element of it, and you can't advertise that on there. So while that in many ways is the core audience for that in particular product, can't do it on there. And we find way more success going outside of that and actually advertising on Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook and all that. So anyway, TikTok's going to be really challenging. I think there's still a play there that we might be able to advertise on there, but it's going to have to be much more generic ad, not real specific. And then once they go to the landing page, then they get all the specifics about what decentralized finances is, and then it's attached to the crypto community and all that. So that's just something that they'll need to work on. I do think we can invest there. I do think there's a younger crowd on TikTok. So for me, whatever, like the majority of investors, like I'm personally not on TikTok. I don't want to be, I did jump on for a couple weeks, when it sort of first came out, but the terms of service are crazy. Anyway, that's all beside the point. But there's a lot of folks, the majority, the age range on TikTok is significantly lower than it is on some of these other platforms. So I would actually probably focus on advertising on YouTube, of course, because a lot of people go here for information and tutorials. And then I would strongly consider taking a look at, Instagram, Facebook. In order to do that, they'd have to start up a drip Facebook page, and they'd have to have a drip Instagram, an official one, and link it all together and run ads. In order to do that, you got to be doxxed. So the CMO or whatever would have to do that and set it all up and connect everything and provide proof of identity and all that type of stuff. So I think for the long term, that absolutely 100% should happen. I remember when I first heard about this project, first thing I did was to go look for their Instagram, and they didn't have one. It's just a bunch of little offshoots. So I'm like, okay, that's unfortunate, because that's a great place to advertise and for people to go for information and feel a little bit more comfortable about your brand and what you're putting out there. So I'd say that's one thing. The other, of course, like I said, is YouTube marketing. That's going to be major. We should be hitting it hard on that. I don't know why we're not, but I'm assuming that they ran into some issues. Sometimes when you're getting it set up, they have a holding period and they make you wait. They could have had issues with that in particular ad. That ad may be a little too specific. I know for a fact you can advertise on a lot of different stuff financial, so you may just need to tweak a few words. The problem is if you pay somebody to do an ad, and you give them a script or whatever they need to talk about, and they cover that and it's wrong, you've already paid for that. It's over, right? When you're making your own ads, you can go back and tweak certain segments and take stuff out and re-edit. So they're kind of up against the wall on ad creation. And part of me, I don't know if I should volunteer for this, but part of me wants to create an ad that's a little bit better, geared toward a little bit different audience, triggers the fear. Anyway, I've got a whole one built out in my mind, a quick script, but part of me wants to just create it and send it in, see if they'll use it, or at least something like it, just as an example. A lot of folks have reached out, yeah, I should be on the marketing team, and I'd love to help as much as I can. I'm also just extremely busy, so they'd have to pay me a lot, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying that I'm asking to join the team or that they care about even what I have to say. So what I will say is I will try to give as much information as possible here. And if I get a free moment, I'm slammed right now, but if I get a free moment, I may just record a little test ad and send it over and say, this is generally what you guys are looking for. But when you're running ads, and I didn't explain this very well on the last video I did on marketing, because I was trying to be more specific, but when you are running ads, you need to run several ads and then analyze the data. So not only should they have that ad that they created last time that they're using, they need to create another one really similar to it, maybe with a girl with a little bit different language. You need to do one with a guy in a business suit in front of a computer screen. They could do one that just really emphasizes like nice house, nicer like real estate, and nice cars. There's a bunch of different ways they need to approach it, but they need to create a minimum of 4. I mean, that is the bare minimum, and then pin them against each other and see what's working, because you don't know that ad's going to work. And you may go, okay, well, we're getting some conversions, but if you were to add another one to it, you go, we're getting double here. So why are we paying for half as much as we could get if we were running this one? You kill the one ad, even let the other one run. So typically when you're doing advertising, you create 6, 7, 8 ads maybe, or at least a few, and then you have different ad copy that goes with them. Just depends on whether it's a video or not. But if we're speaking specifically about YouTube marketing, which is where I think they should focus the majority of their efforts, they should do a minimum of 4 different videos, different types of feels. So one appeals to a younger crowd, one appeals to an older crowd. One of them could be like, do you not have enough money for your retirement? Boom, you just hit everyone from 50 and up. They're really thinking about that at that point. You got another one that's hitting the younger crowd, one that's hitting the female. You got to create all of them and throw them out there, run the ads, try to figure out where you are earning your most money, what your best ratios are as far as conversion rates, and then you scale up the budgets on those. And you may end up running all of them because all of them are great. You may kill 2. You may look at the 2 you did and said, hey, we could actually do a little bit better. Then you add in another 2. It's all part of marketing, but it's 100% something that they should be doing. And so hopefully they're thinking about that in the future. So I wanted to get that topic out of the way, because truth is, I don't think we're running any ads at all, like any video ads, I should say. All the stuff we've been doing, like I said, we're running Twitter campaigns, and we're putting our ads indexes and all that type of stuff. So the important thing to know here is it working? And I would say that the answer is yes. So what you want to do is you want to analyze the data. Now, I don't have all the data, Forex's team does, but what you want to analyze is, are people getting to the landing page? Are people seeing Homeboy's Twitter post or the AMA or the post on a Dex or whatever it is? Are they clicking on that and getting to the landing page? So what Forex can tell and the team can tell is how many landing page views. Is our traffic going way up? If our traffic's going way up when we have this specific Twitter influencer post, if our traffic's going up a ton, that was worth the money, right? Because we're getting people here, right? If they've got, and they said they've got different codes attributed to it or different links attributed to it, so they can tell who was profitable and who wasn't, which is of course exactly what you want to do. So well done there, team. But there's going to be some of those influencers that are posting and nothing's really happening from it. Their accounts are too heavily botted or whatever. Then you get rid of those. You don't use those guys again, and you slim down. And then you can look at that demographic, that avatar of the guys that are working. And then when you go find more Twitter influencers, you're looking for that same type of person. So it's just a good tactic. It is not, ads are never flip the switch and everything's turned on and it's running smooth. It's segment by segment, and you're updating and optimizing. That's the key. Another thing I want to mention real quick is several people reached out and said, yeah, they don't even mention Animal Farm on the ad, on those video ads that they did. They don't need to, and in most cases, 99% of the time, you shouldn't do that. It's not the point to educate someone in an ad. That's not it at all. That's what your landing page does. The only point of an ad is to get them intrigued, get them thinking about something, either a gain, I'm going to make a bunch of money, or a loss, everyone else makes the money, now it's your turn. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling the pain. Like I used to do advertisements for my stock course. So my stock course, if I did 2 different ads, you'd be surprised. But if I did 2 different ads and said, hey, I can show you how to make $100,000 this year through stock trading, or these are the 5 mistakes you're making doing stock trading. 75% of people, they're going to pick the negative one. Their ego gets hurt. They want to know what mistakes they're making. That triggers them enough. The fear of that loss or making mistakes makes them want to click on it and move to the next step. So all the people commenting like, hey, it's got to mention animal farm and how come you didn't explain this or that, that is absolutely incorrect way to think about it. That is not the purpose of an ad. It's intrigue me. I click on it, and then I go to the next step. So the video ads, you do that a little different. In the print ads that we have that are like the Twitter posts that are like this is the intriguing thing. And, it says a little bit about the financial stuff on those Twitter posts, and then it says launch on the 18th, join and win $5,000. So people want to win $5,000. That's intriguing enough for them to click. So I can't tell you, because I don't have the analytics, of course, how many landing page views they're getting, per post that they're making. I also don't know how much they're paying these guys. So I can't really give you the ratio of how profitable it is technically. But what I can tell you is people are landing on the page. And the way that I've broken that down is by this number. Let's refresh it real quick. So 339,516. Let's go back and look at my previous video and see what it was then, which was 5 days ago. Over here, this video. All right, here it is. 56,255. I actually did this video 9 days ago. So in between that time, what kind of increase have we had? So we went from 56,255 all the way up to 339,516, which is a lot. So what I'm going to do is bust out a little calculator here. I'll do it on your screen so you can actually see the math. Let's go 339,516 minus that 55,600 or whatever it was. Okay, so 283,000 additional entries. Now, most people are just getting like 10 entries. I've got more because I shared my link, and of course I have a bigger community. So people clicked on it and it gave me like an extra 90 entries or something like that. I think the majority of people are gonna get 10. It was like 2 a piece or 14 or something. So why don't we just say, let's divide this by 25. Let's say on average, everyone's getting 25 entries. That means 11,356 people would have landed on the site and completed this. So I would venture to say that if they've got a pretty good ratio, that about 3 times the amount actually landed on the site. So I'd say, I don't know, 40,000, pretty close to 40,000, 35,000 or so, at least landed on the page. Some of them watched the video or got disinterested or clicked off. It was too confusing for them, which is going to happen. And then the rest of them came over and like, okay, I'm actually going to click on here. So I'm betting a good amount of people actually got intrigued enough by those ads, clicked on them, Twitter posts, whatever it was, clicked on them and ended up here. From here, they had a decision to make. Do I want to watch this? Do I want to do this? And of course, about 11,400 actually went through this process. So that is a good sign. Now, the next thing for me that's even more important, because what I don't think that's happening and absolutely should happen 100%, 100 million percent has to happen. These guys need to start an email marketing campaign to this. They just collected 12,000 emails, and I guarantee that a very small fraction of those people actually watched this video, figured out how to click, launch the app, went over, purchase pigs. Guarantee it. Because if all those guys had bought one pig, the pig's price would be triple what it is right now. But that doesn't mean that they're not interested. It doesn't mean that they don't want to in the future. They're just not educated on that enough yet. So take those 12,000 emails that you've collected already and utilize them. Start dripping them email campaigns. Here's how launches in 4 days. Here's how the pigs work. Here's how the dogs work. Those little segments that they have, and they really should be making just simple how-to videos. That type of a email drip campaign would be hugely successful. So team, if you're listening, 100%, I know like to keep everything anonymous, but you should do an email marketing campaign to all those emails. Everyone you collected, you can send them out. I guarantee you'll onboard a ton more users. Second piece of it, this is going away. So in 5 days, when this thing actually gets removed, so 4 days, 21 hours, 40 minutes, when this actually gets paid out, this is going away unless they're going to do another $5,000 contest, which I don't think so. So this is gone, and all you're left with here is this. This is not enough. That's my piggy bank alarm. All right, back to it. This is not enough. You've got to educate people. They have to land here, and you have to have a series of videos. You will not convert people to pigs, to be able to purchase pigs and use the animal farm like this. So what's happening right now is, and I'll explain more on that here in a second. I've already explained it in the last video, but this landing page is not set up for conversions. It's set up for you to do this, which is, of course, is going away. So updates need to be made. But that doesn't mean people aren't buying pigs. It just means they're not buying pigs at the rate that they should be, considering the amount of ad spend that we're putting out there. If we're paying these Twitter influencers and all that, you want it to be as easy for that person to click, see what they're doing, purchase a pig, and then move on, get involved in the ecosystem. By doing all this, we're foolish if we think that they're going to go to the Discord and say, how do I get started? All they're doing is clicking these buttons. Okay, let me throw in my address, let me join the Telegram, then they're going to the next one. They're not stopping in the middle of what they were doing to start a conversation on there. It's not happening. I can guarantee you that, because that's not how people's brains work. Even when I went in and did this, my goal was, how quickly can I check all these boxes? Boom, Telegram, boom, Forex Shark calls, join the Discord, all this stuff. Now, I was in most of this, but their objective, and they're trying to stay on task here, is to get this information sorted out. Their objective is not to go and engage. They haven't been told to do that. They haven't been told to go to the Telegram, and once you get there, say, hey, how do I get started? And someone will respond to you. If you're not telling these people exactly what to do, they're not going to do it. So they see the $5,000. That's basically what you told them to do. And then they were able to click on this 7 ways to enter. So we haven't told them how to buy pigs. They're not going to buy pigs. Now, some people are figuring it out, because here is the pig's price. So we kind of started marketing. We really had some sell-offs. Nothing was major. And then we've had a few pumps. This one right here seemed orchestrated. This might have been like a big Dow buy. It shot up. And then after that, things consolidated and kept shooting up. And right now we're at 152, which is great. I mean, obviously we were down here at 130-ish in this range. Now we're at 152. That is a nice price increase. But I can basically guarantee you that should be $100 higher if you had that detail on the landing page. So is the marketing working? Just want to break it down. The marketing is working. Could it be more efficient? Absolutely. The ideal time for it to become more efficient, because I know the team's got a lot going on, is right after launch day. You switch the landing page and make that a lot better, more of a tutorial, because of course people are no longer going to be distracted by this $5,000 thing. They're going to be more interested in getting it in based on its merit. And what you're going to show them to get them super pumped about it is a chart that looks like this. Like, hey, we gave you an opportunity down here to get in. You didn't do it. So don't miss out on the opportunity up here. A good chart is the best marketing that's out there. So all they need to do is come back over here to this landing page. Of course, all the advertising that they're doing, including the videos that they should do that I mentioned earlier, should drive to the landing page, and the landing page should be so crystal clear, like a big old arrow. Watch this video first. And the video, in plain English, like as if you're a 5-year-old, needs to break it down. And it can't be this Forex video, because even though Forex is really like watering it down so people can understand it, it is too much for the average person. The average person in crypto, which is a very small fraction of the planet, as we know, 90% of those people don't even know much about crypto. They got onto Coinbase, they got onto Binance, they bought a little crypto, it's sitting there. They just heard it was a good investment, so they're doing it. They're not active traders, they're not in the communities, they're not watching YouTube channels on it. They just bought Ethereum or Bitcoin or Litecoin or XRP or whatever, and it's sitting in their wallets because they think one day it might go up, but they have no idea about the developers, the platforms, the project. They don't know. So a small fraction of those actually are involved in the crypto community. And a tiny fraction of that fraction actually understands what DeFi is at all, even has ever heard the word DeFi and understand there's like daily ROI protocols and miners and all that type of stuff. A tiny amount of people. And then a tiny fraction of that fraction actually understands these things enough to like be in them and be watching the YouTube videos on it. So we're a really small community of several 100,000 people, probably, maybe less than 1 million, who actually like tries DeFi stuff, So it's not very big. That's when, while we'd love to have those million people on board, we also need to market to the sharper end of the crypto community, right? The guys that are right on the verge of like understanding, maybe they need to get introduced to what decentralized finance is. Those are the people we need to target and access. And if they watch this video, they're not going to get it. It's too much for them right then. It's got to be laid out in extremely simple terms that they can understand. And it's got to be done in like 3 quick videos. Like, here's the purpose of this token. Let me show you exactly how you can own ownership in this. Because I think people understand that. You own part of the business, then you get some dividends from it. So, paint that picture. And then here's the step-by-step instructions. How you click on launch app, how you go over to the DApp, how you click on swap, how you actually purchase the pigs. I mean, step by step. It should leave no room for error. This stuff has to be idiot proof, because these folks are not comfortable. They're making a financial decision and they're not comfortable yet. And a lot of people are going to be driving here. They need this video. They don't have a MetaMask yet. So you have to really dumb this down. It should say, don't have a MetaMask yet? Watch this. Already have a MetaMask? Watch this. I mean, it needs to be crystal clear to people, because once you send people from an ad, you've got their attention for a second. You're like, hey, I know you're losing your ass in crypto right now. Everybody is, except for, who doesn't lose is the exchange owners. Now, up until now, if you wanted to be an exchange owner, you had to be a high-level developer or like some sort of insider, which of course we're not. But now there's a new platform that actually allows you to buy into it. Click the link below. I'll send you to the page that shows you exactly how to do it. When they land on this page, it needs to show them exactly how to do it, because that's what you just said. So it needs to say, hey, welcome, we're going to show you exactly how to do it. Let me explain what decentralized finance is in just a brief, like 2 sentences, and then what the animal farm is. So here's the ideology behind it. We're going to show you how to purchase your ownership share, what we call AFP pigs. And then watch the next video. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And I'm excited for you to be on this journey to grow wealth with us. Some shit like that, right? Pretty simple. So you guys get the idea, but that's exactly how it should be structured out, to make it extremely simple for people. Because if it's not dummy proof, people aren't doing it, and you're losing a lot of people. And the end is, in the end, you're going to get purchases of pigs. People are landing on this page right now and they're doing this. This isn't telling them how to buy pigs. Then they're going to YouTube and they're watching a bunch of videos and they're figuring it out, and then they're buying pigs. But if you can cut that part of the process out for them, like we teach you how to do it right here, it increases the adoption rate and the people actually purchasing page much faster. And what that does in turn is it makes your marketing budget so much more efficient. We're spending money to send people to a landing page and they're leaving because we're not doing a really good job with the landing page. So that's it. So in a nutshell, is the marketing working? Absolutely. Look at the pig's price. It's happening. So some of this stuff is caused by the Twitter influencers. Some of it's caused by the ads. There's probably, if you were to look at the data, certain Twitter influencers that are absolutely killing it, like their code is getting lit up, and some that are doing absolutely nothing. And that could be they just have poor engagement or bots or whatever. But anyway, that's like the overall marketing breakdown of what I see right now. Like I said, I don't have all the analytics because I can't see how many landing page views are going, but I'd say we're doing a reasonable job, but we could do a lot better. And so we need to continue with the marketing efforts we've been doing, but we have to get some video ads up, and we have to have a plan for what happens when this goes away. And to me, that's like a 2-3 video tutorial, step by step. Let's show you how to get set up and explain the ideas. And it has to be done by someone who's, I don't know how to phrase it, who's not as smart as Forex. Forex is technical, and even though he's trying to water this down, he knows too much about it. He's got to talk to people like they're just getting started. So a recommendation would be like have Brandon Drip Guide do those videos, because he does them really well, and have him do them. They got to be like 5 minutes or less, something like that, so people can digest the information and then move on, get through the steps. Then once they're in, they're like, okay, I'm pot committed. I bought a couple pigs. Now I'm really interested in even learning more, and they can go do additional research. But while you got your attention, you want them to make that purchase, because the longer that goes from when their interest got peaked to the actual time they're willing to make a purchase, the longer that goes, the more they fall off. So better conversion rates, we can do better, but it's working pretty well. I think we're actually making some progress. So once this launches, the good chart's going to be good marketing. But I'm pumped. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like super stoked about this happening. We're 4 days out, and when this thing pops, it's going to pop. I did buy another 1.148 pigs today, so I'm going to throw that in there. and I'm going to buy a couple more over the next couple of days. So I'm going to get this up to 25. That's not a lot. I know some of my friends have 1,000 pigs and all that, so I don't necessarily have the biggest stake, but I'm DCAing into everything. I just bought some more drip. I do have a bag set aside, which is I'm gonna purchase some dogs. So right now I got a reasonable chunk of money just sitting there waiting for dogs to go live. So I'm gonna take advantage of that first 30 minutes prior to the official launch where everyone can purchase them, and I will purchase up some dogs at that time. And for me, there's a bunch of strategies, but for me, right out the gate, I'm going to do the auto compounding dog pound, and then I may do the dogs BUSD setup that's manual compounding later. But for out the gate, I'll probably just do the auto compounding, and then I'll DCA into the compounding pool. But there's a bunch of different strategies, and I'll lay out more. A lot of you guys have asked for videos specifically on dogs and the different strategies and the different plays, and I will make those once they're live, because I don't like to make videos saying, click this button here and not actually being able to click the buttons in front of you guys. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think of that just quick marketing overview. Again, I think we're doing a reasonable job. It could be better in certain areas. And specifically, if we really want to maximize it, 100% need to start an email campaign. This is going to go away soon, and you still have access to those 12,000 investors that may or may not have purchased. And then the second piece right here would be, you got to have like an easy 3-step tutorial, like just dummy proof, like a 10-year-old could get in and do it themselves. If it's not that easy, it's not easy enough. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, guys. Definitely not trying to be critical, just trying to throw my brick in there. I've got a lot of experience in marketing. The businesses I work with, overall do millions of dollars a month in revenue. So I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I definitely know what I'm talking about in this category. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. Happy investing.